Hello there, cats and kittens. My name is Alonda Carter, and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, so if that is your jam, you might want to consider subscribing. Okay, today I went to the dentist and like half my face is totally numb, so I may sound strange, and sorry about that. It's, what can I say, life. Today we are going to examine the 6 conditions for thought reform and also the group psychological abuse scale, and we're going to relate that to multi-level marketing. If you would like to support me as a content creator, the very best way you can do that is through my Patreon. There'll be a link to that in the description. There's 3 levels ranging from $1 to $10 a month, and literally any amount helps. Coming out of MLM, I think it's different for everyone. I mean, there's not one single path, There's no exit hatch, you can just slip out of that and boom, everything is just, golden. My way may not be your way, and that's okay. The main thing is that, we woke up, we saw something wasn't right, and we decided, you know what? We are not going to partake in this. Now, myself, I decided I wanted to try to understand this phenomenon. So I've been doing all kinds of research and reading all kinds of things, and then taking what I'm uncovering and applying it to multi-level marketing, and I'm sharing that with you. Based on what people have told me in their stories, and also on the research I have done, I contend there's a lot of people who are psychologically damaged because they were in some multi-level marketing company. I mean, the name of what it is doesn't matter because they all operate in a very similar way. Personally, I think it's important to shine a light on how multi-level marketing is able to manipulate you and the psychological, manipulative games that are used on you. All destructive groups use some of the exact same tactics. I'm just taking all of that and putting it towards multi-level marketing. Now, let's get to the business of this thought reform, shall we? Dr. Singer was a clinical psychologist who was a leading expert on thought reform, and she testified in several high-profile cases contending that various groups inappropriately manipulated their members to control their behavior. If you are trying to understand the manipulative practices of multi-level marketing companies, I suggest that you become familiar with how cults use thought reform. One source is in the International Cultic Studies Association, so you might want to check that out. You may also recall my interview with Doug Duncan. He is a member of the International Cultic Studies Association. Also, I have referred to Douglas Brooks, who is an attorney, and he has presented at their conferences, as has Stephen Hassan. You may know Stephen because he's a leading expert in cults, and he is also the author of the BITE model. You may have heard that referenced before. He's who came up with that. There's various lectures available on YouTube that Dr. Singer presented at various ICSA conferences. That's the International Cultic Studies Association. You might want to check those out because I think you'll see how multi-level marketing used the same tactics that Dr. Singer talks about when referencing religious cults. According to Singer, there are 6 conditions for thought reform. These conditions create the atmosphere needed to put a thought reform system into place. I am going to go through each and highlight how multi-level marketing uses these techniques. Much of what I am saying is based on my personal experience back when I was a Beachbody coach, also the various interviews I have done, and just research I've done as well. There'll be a link to the webpage so you can read about the thought reform conditions on your own should you choose to do so. The first condition is keep the person unaware of what is going on and how she or he is being changed a step at a time. Potential new members are led step by step through a behavioral change program without being aware of the final agenda or full content of the group. The goal may be to make them more deployable agents for the leadership, to get them to buy more courses, or to get them to make a deeper commitment, depending on the leader's aim and desires. And I would say insert also buy more products from the multi-level marketing company instead of courses. Do you see how that kind of correlates right there? I'm taking that first condition and now using Beachbody as the backdrop. The overall path in general to become a Beachbody coach is to join a free group just like the one here that I am advertising. This is stuff that I literally did post. The idea in these free groups is to show your value and then invite those who are in your free group to your quote paid group. Your paid group is when you're doing a Beachbody workout and drinking Shakeology. And then the piece de resistance is to transition the person who is in your paid group to being a coach, because by the way, you can get a 25% discount. All the while, you're indoctrinating them into the Beachbody world and culture. So when you hang out in these different groups, whether it's free or paid, or if you're following anybody in an MLM, you start to kind of like pick up their language and stuff like that. You're slowly being introduced into their world. Now, to use Enagic, I've done a number of videos about Enagic, and top robots like Darren and Mike, they invite you to a free webinar, and then you're invited to buy their course. And through the course that you buy, that's when they slide on in the quote Enagic opportunity so that you can make money online by spending $5,000 on a water filtration device. This is the second condition. Control the person's social and or physical environment, especially control the person's time. Through various methods, new members are kept busy and led to think about the group and its content during as much of their waking time as possible. This very much so applies to multi-level marketing. Now, previously, I did a video about the Beachbody Business Activity Tracker, and they changed the name of it because it's now associated with Success Club. But anyway, within that, I showed a live, quote, power hour. And this document is designed to keep you busy consistently each day. And trust me, you spend way much more time than an hour on doing all the things. They want you to think that you can just, do these things in pockets of time, and they will just say, get up early, stay up late. And, honestly, it's kind of like gaslighting if you ask me. And so I provided for you a couple of different graphics about what these activities are. But you also do attend trainings for your team, or you go to the National Wake Up Call. I mean, there's a whole lot of different activities that you're doing. You also have a success partner, so you check in with them as well. Everything you do, your entire life ends up revolving around the MLM. In this instance, I am using Beachbody. But also, for instance, the whole Mike and Darren thing. The very first thing in their course that they teach you is to write your why. Writing out your why is a very popular activity for any multi-level marketing company. I've also seen this a number of times when it comes to affiliate opportunities, usually paid ones that the person came from multi-level marketing. This is an activity that, helps solidify your desire to have that life of freedom. And it's something that you're told to think about, rewrite again and again and again. It really helps put in your mind more about the group think, more about what you want based on what the group can provide for you, and just focusing on that all the time. The third condition is systematically create a sense of powerlessness in the person. This is accomplished by getting members away from the normal social support group for a period of time and into an environment where the majority of people are already group members. The members serve as models of the attitudes and behaviors of the group and speak an in-group language. So in Beachbody, it's, the same thing, just like within Darren and Mike's Facebook group. Those are the Enagic guys. You come into the group with other established members. I did this through social team builders, and that was something that I bought to help me, achieve success in Beachbody. I did that with Rank Makers. Rank Makers is put together by Ray Higdon. I did it with Branding University, which was run by Mark Lalone, and other coachy things, It is in these groups that the loaded language becomes your norm. This is where the personality you had before multi-level marketing begins to alter, because you're around all these, quote, like-minded people who believe in the exact same thing, the opportunity. The fourth condition is manipulate a system of rewards, punishments, and experiences in such a way as to inhibit behavior that reflects the person's former social identity. Manipulation of experiences can be accomplished through various methods of transduction, including leaders using such techniques as speaking patterns, guided imagery, chanting, long prayer sessions or lectures, and lengthy meditation sessions. When it comes to multi-level marketing, overall, this happens through personal development, the use of vision boards, the addition of acting as if, the whole faking till you make it, visualizing your future, writing affirmations, posting affirmations around your home. For Beachbody, it also was that national wake-up call that I mentioned, because you hear story after story after story about people, quote, succeeding. People are rewarded for answering trivia questions on the National Wake Up Call. Large teams also have special retreats, so when you hit rank, you get this like little hoopla. Plus, the overall MLM itself has all kinds of rewards because recognition is one of the 4 vital behaviors built into Beachbody. And everything that you do each day is so that you hit Success Club, Rank Advance. And you are just really seeking to get that recognition, to have anything about you called out so you stand out from others. You begin to crave being recognized because recognition is associated with you are on the right path to success. And since you are on the right path, you keep going even if you are not making a dime and are losing money. The 5th condition is manipulate a system of rewards, punishments, and experiences in order to promote learning the group's ideology or belief system and group-approved behaviors. Good behavior, demonstrating an understanding and acceptance of the group's beliefs and compliance are rewarded, while questioning, expressing doubts, or criticizing are met with disapproval, redress, and possible rejection. If one expresses a question, he or she is made to feel that there is something inherently wrong with them to be questioning. Okay, anytime you express doubt, you will be shut down as a hater when you're involved with multi-level marketing. And I'm going to show you the receipts of this happening to me. For instance, when I was involved with a Branding University, which was a paid affiliate marketing thing, this opportunity, the owner/leader just disappeared. I questioned it in this one group and people jumped on me. Meanwhile, he had taken money from me and several other people and just, disappeared. But somehow we were expected to just trust. In Beachbody, if you complain, then it typically goes back to, are you doing personal development? You must not have the right mindset. Are you following the meal plan and the workout plan? You might be told to go back and, look at your why. And that your why may not be strong enough, so you need to rewrite it. So now let me show you the receipts I was talking about. Okay, this was my first one. Back when Mark promoted his Branding University, he offered a course called Immortal Content, and yes, I bought it. I had become very doubtful because I had seen red flags, but I just kind of thought maybe I could actually learn something. When the course ended, there was an upsell. Gee, big surprise there, right? You could pay to have these videos because it was all about creating videos. You could pay to have them wrapped, and it doesn't matter what that looks like. This was around the time that I really had lost faith in him, and I had definitely been starting to kind of wake up from the MLM fairy tale. And so I questioned this. Has anyone heard from Mark? He has not posted in nearly a month. I got Camtasia and was super excited about moving things forward, getting videos done and all that. Has anyone gotten their videos done and received the templates? The thing about Mark's groups, no one else was allowed to post. Your post needed to be approved. So I put that on a thread somewhere. Somebody else had something approved, and I just started asking questions there. And so this is kind of the back and forth that I got. I am certain Mark is okay. This is something beyond his control at the moment. I am also certain that he will be back. This issue is when? Today, tomorrow, a month from now, or more. This is the only issue at the moment. My prayers and faith are with him. Stay strong, Mark. Thank you, this person. I know that Mark does not have ill will towards anyone, and that he does not have bad intentions towards the people and that have been with him along this journey. I can only speak for myself, and I will stay positive and focused on my business until Mark returns. Thank you again, this person, for staying focused on a positive outlook. Do you see how that whole positive mindset is being used? And they're not concerned that he just up and vanished. Isn't that a bit peculiar to you? That just made me go, wow, people aren't worried about this. They're just having blind faith. Me too. Thank you, this person, for your positive attitudes and faith in Mark. He deserves this, as he has given us so very much. I will be here for him through thick and thin. He has given me so much over the years. God bless. I see that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you have been indoctrinated completely. You just believe, and you will not allow yourself to question anything about the fact that this person just vanished. Okay, I had requested a refund from PayPal, but then Mark reemerged and, had a story and all of that. But this, what I'm posting here, my receipts, this is back when, we still hadn't heard from him. If you made this is me. If you made a purchase down the street and the storefront folded up, wouldn't you be concerned just a bit? If you cannot get in contact and there has been no update, you just roll with it? Okay. I hope he is well, and the lack of contact or update is a concern. Take 2 minutes, do a post, send an email, do something. It is not right. So yeah, my opinion, and I guess I am just a weirdo. I was using sarcasm in that. I hope you picked up that, me being concerned is just being weird. No, I'm trying to say, guys, this isn't normal. One thing he always said when he was go silent was that he was coding. And I'm going to show you evidence in a little bit that that was not the case. Guys, just think twice. Taking out your credit card for no more fees is one thing, but putting in a request to PayPal might shut down his account with PayPal. I would advise against it and take it up with Mark when he returns. He will. We just don't know how soon he will be back yet. If you can, please give him some time. Thank you for your understanding. It had been nearly 30 days. How much time is someone supposed to take? I had paid good money. A bunch of people had paid good money. So we're just supposed to think, oh, gee, this is normal. This is okay to treat people in this way. Doesn't that seem peculiar to you? I agree. I can't believe people are filing disputes. That is so wrong. PayPal are using any excuse to shut down accounts. Plus, they will lock up his money for 60 days. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, right here, I don't care that they're locking it up. What I do care about is that I bought something, other people bought something, and you just ran away, and there's no way to get in touch with you, and you have just gone. That is wrong. Anyone who's, quote, a leader shouldn't just disappear, and unless, there's blood or fire. I'm going to go with that, blood or fire. That's what I used to say to kids when I taught. Ask me a question, and they were supposed to be working on something and be like, is it blood or fire? The sixth and final condition is put forth a closed system of logic and authoritarian structure that permits no feedback and refuses to be modified except by leadership approval or executive order. The group has a top-down pyramid structure. The leaders must have verbal ways of never losing. Now, the fact that he did not allow anyone to post unless he approved it, I think shows evidence of this. And I think this really goes back to the inability to question anything in MLM. You have to accept that if you are to succeed, you must not be doing something right. Otherwise, you would already be successful. Blame goes back to you, never on the overall company, and certainly not on the structure of the company. And in this example of Mark, you saw that we just weren't allowed to question his motives, even though people had paid money and he had just disappeared. Okie dokie, since I was having doubts, what I decided to do was go look at the source code of his school. And there it is, Thinkific. If you use Thinkific, hello, you are not coding. It is plug and play templates. So I just started thinking, what else is he hiding? I kept this to myself because, they would come up with some excuse that was okay for him to be doing whatever. I also retracted my refund request from PayPal, and then later realized after he came back that I didn't want to get these videos wrapped, that I didn't trust him anymore, and I didn't believe in any of this, and I had really started waking up from my slumber of being involved in MLM. There was no way to get a refund. I kind of wonder how many other people bought this service from him and had no recourse. Mark is no longer on Facebook. You can't find him there. And to me, that's fishy. If you're running a company and you don't have a Facebook page, that's just kind of odd, especially since he had been on Facebook for so long. He uses a new platform and he promotes his new group called the La Boom Squad. And he doesn't promote Branding University anymore. He's all about the La Boom Squad, and you can find him on YouTube as the Wealthy Trainer. Okay, this is where we're going to segue into the group psychological abuse scale. There'll be a link to the actual document that I'm going to be reviewing with you if you would like to look at it yourself. There are 28 statements in this scale. Out of the 28 statements, I found personally when I looked at this, based on my own experience, that 20 of them seemed very applicable to multi-level marketing. So we are going to take a look at which ones I thought were applicable to MLM. Women are directed to use their bodies for the purpose of recruiting or manipulation. When it comes to Beachbody, I would say probably most health and wellness MLMs, possibly also with the makeup ones. I don't know, depending on what you've been in. It even could go with clothing. That yes, because you are to use your bodies as a way to gain attention, to be able to show like a transformation in Beachbody, specifically the before and after. So I would say yes to a great degree. Number 4, members are expected to postpone or give up their personal, vocational, and educational goals in order to work for the group. Absolutely. I saw this with Beachbody. I mean, give up, Netflix, give up going out with your family, give up these different things. You don't need to do that. You can just build your business. Do you see how that correlates? Number 5, the group encourages ill members to get medical assistance. I would say with that, when it came to Beachbody, it was more like, what can Shakeology do for you? It was more like, exercising and taking the supplements could somehow replace any of the things that were causing you to be sick. Number 8, the group discourages members from displaying negative emotions. Absolutely, and to a great degree, because you're always supposed to have a positive mindset. Number 9, members feel they are part of a special elite. Absolutely. You think that, you have found the way to this world of financial freedom and that you are part of a special group. And then you even feel more special if you do rank advance and if you start being recognized for that. Number 10, the group teaches that persons who are critical of the group are in power of evil satanic forces. Now, I wouldn't say exactly that people are, being controlled by these satanic forces, but basically if anybody is critical, they're a hater. And so, yes, you are basically taught to ignore anyone who is critical of the group when you are in MLM, from my experience being in Beachbody, and that's what I've heard from so many other people. 11, the group uses coercive persuasion and mind control. Very much so, and you don't know it's happening. Now, I have done a little bit on persuasion techniques, and I probably need to look into more of that to share that with you. Let me know below if that would be something of value to you. Number 12, the group approves of violence against outsiders. Now, I'm not going to say it's violence in terms of like go beat them up, but it's more like get them out of your life. Cut them out of your life. You don't need to have those naysayers in your life. So it's a way of, distancing you from your life before multi-level marketing. 15, people who stay in the group do so because they are deceived and manipulated. Absolutely. Because you believe as long as you keep doing all the things, and in the case of Beachbody, it all goes back to the 4 vital behaviors, that if you just keep doing those, that somehow everything is going to hit. Well, it's really being done so that you keep paying and buying the stuff so that the people above you can actually make any money. You are being deceived that there is this equal playing field, that everybody comes in equally, because it's just not true. There's too many instances when someone is married to a college football coach, that somebody was a model, somebody was, in a beauty contest and whatever. There are too many instances of that. The group teaches special exercises, meditation, chanting, speaking in tongues to push doubts or negative thoughts out of consciousness. I would say this goes back to personal development, to go back always to your why, to read something else, to use your vision boards. All of that is designed to keep you focused on what is positive. Also, the law of attraction. You work to, being in that quote higher vibration. And if you're in the higher vibration, then you are going to attract the life that you want. 17, medical attention is discouraged even though there may be a medical problem. Now, with Beachbody, I wouldn't say that they discouraged medical attention, but they did encourage the use of supplements. There were many instances in which people had different conditions, and, different Huns in the group would ask about, well, what about this or what about that? And can they drink Shakeology if they have this? And there was always a means to kind of like a way to overcome that and be able to say that, yes, of course, basically everybody can drink this. That was basically the overall message. But I would say that I think this is most likely more applicable to like doTERRA and Young Living, the essential oils, because apparently essential oils can cure everything. So I would say that it might be more aligned to that. Number 18, members are expected to serve the group's leaders. Absolutely. You are expected, especially as you keep, advancing, so to speak. And I did see this where there would be an issue and people would start doubting things about Beachbody. There'd be just kind of this scuttlebutt going on. Well, then the group leaders would come out and do different videos and do things to kind of like squash down any of that negative thinking. 19, raising money is a major goal of the group. Absolutely. I would say a major goal is to get you on auto ship so that you keep purchasing, so that you're raising money for someone else, and that you are getting your volume, so you keep buying so that you get your personal volume, and everybody else is getting theirs and the group volume, blah, 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 when it comes to the comp plans. Number 20, the group does not hesitate to threaten outside critics. I would say yes. They don't hesitate to try to squash you if you come and speak out against them. I certainly, in my instance, on my videos, I have definitely seen this. So yes, absolutely, if there are outside critics, any type of criticism of MLM, they will try to squash it. 22. Members are just as capable of independent critical thinking as they were before they joined the group. In this instance, absolutely not. No, you are not capable of the critical thinking you did previously because it's been stripped away from you. You've taken on a new personality. 24. Mind control is used without conscious consent of members. Absolutely. You have no idea that it's going on. It's happening so subtly. 25. Members feel little psychological pressure from leaders. Members feel a lot of psychological pressure. You don't realize that's what you're feeling, but it is definitely there in MLM. 26. The group's leaders rarely criticize members. I would say that depends. I would say it's more that you are criticized if you're not having success because you're told that you're not working hard enough, that you're not doing something right. So you are belittled by people because you're not having the success that they think you should, or that you think you should, or that's expected. 27. Recruiting members is a major goal of the group. In multi-level marketing, the only way anyone can, quote, make money is through recruiting. That's always built into the compensation plans. So absolutely. Now they try to disguise it and say, well, no, we have a product, but you can't really make money unless you're recruiting. I have yet to see anything where you can make money from just selling the products, because the thing is, you can't keep selling that volume of product month after month to the same people. Maybe you could do it for 1 month, possibly, let's say that, just for devil's advocate, but consistently, no, you can't. You just can't. 28. Members are expected to consult with leaders about decisions, including those concerning work, child rearing, whether or not to visit relatives. I would say in a way, yes, because, you're always bringing up to people in the group, even if it's not necessarily your quote upline, but you do talk about, the amount of time, the hours, how are you going to be able to do this? You do talk about, like, don't you want to be with your babies? And, whether or not to visit relatives, that might be some sort of an event that you're going to go to. But if you're serious about your business, you'll forego that for now and you'll focus on, quote, building your business. I hope this gave you some insight on how thought reform works within the context of multi-level marketing. I also hope that you were able to, glean some understanding of the psychological abuse that happens when you are part of multi-level marketing. Remember, the more that you're around any type of destructive group, including MLM, the more you take on that identity and the more that you are open to further the psychological abuse. You become damaged because who you are as a person is being transformed and manipulated into something that's completely different. So when you see anyone who is currently in multi-level marketing and, to you, they're behaving in an unbecoming way, remember, they are victims of thought reform. They are also victims of psychological abuse. Anyone who is currently within an MLM, anyone who has been in MLM are victims to this. MLM changes your values and beliefs, so much so you don't even know that you have been changed by all of that. You become damaged. You don't know you've been damaged by the abuse that you've been enduring. I'd venture to say that there's a lot of people running around who have suffered from the manipulation, the psychological abuse, the thought reform from being involved in multi-level marketing, and they have no idea that they are damaged in any way, that they're emotionally, psychologically, just so many different ways changed and are hurting from that experience. When you've been damaged like that, you may not know how to reconcile what's going on in your head when you are dealing with the aftermath, because, it's not like there's, a template, a blueprint, something for people who have been in MLM to follow to be able to recover and come out of it and come out on the other side whole. Because there's just something that happens is that there are going to be times that I suspect people are triggered by different things, and it's because of how you've just been messed with mentally. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed and you'd like to see more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and also leave a comment below and let me know, how do you think thought reform impacted you and psychological abuse impacted you when you were, or if you still are, a member of Multilevel Marketing? If we want there to be change in this world, it is up to us to speak out and let people know what we won't stand for anymore. And remember, change starts now.